My dear one, if you are here right now, if your tired heart somehow found its way into this moment, into these words, into this quiet space we are creating together, then please, please hear me with the softness you deserve. You did not come here by accident. Nothing in your healing journey is accidental. Your soul always knows what it needs. And now, it led you here to a place where you do not need to pretend, where you do not need to be brave, where you do not need to carry everything by yourself. If you are listening, breathe slowly, gently, because these next few minutes are not about perfection. They are not about achievement. They are about comfort. They are about safety. They are about letting these words hold you until you can hold yourself again. And I want you to listen to them for the next 21 days until they sink into the deepest part of you, until they become your new truth, until they feel like home. You are safe now. Yes, right now, in this breath, in this silence, in this moment that belongs only to you. I want you to know that nothing is being asked of you right now. No decisions, no explanations, no performance, no solutions. Life is not demanding anything from you in this moment. All life wants is for you to rest, to take one slow breath, to place your hand gently over your heart, to feel the warmth there, to feel the tenderness there, to feel the part of you that has survived everything, even when you said you couldn't go on. Life is placing a soft blanket over your shoulders and whispering, "You are safe. You are allowed to stop. You are allowed to breathe into air. You have carried so much for so long. You have been strong for so many people, for so many situations, for so many expectations that were never yours to carry. And perhaps you have forgotten that you do not have to be strong today. You don't. Not every day demands strength. Not every day needs your armor. Not every day requires you to pretend you are okay. Today, you get to set everything down. Today, you get to be held. Today, you get to let go. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be fragile. You are allowed to say, "I need a moment." You are allowed to feel what you feel. And none of that makes you weak. None of it. In fact, my dear, allowing yourself to soften is one of the greatest acts of strength you will ever offer yourself. You see, somewhere along the way, you were taught that you must always keep it together, that you must always be resilient, always composed, always in control. But that is not how the heart heals. That is not how the soul recovers. Healing does not happen inside pressure. Healing happens inside permission. So, give yourself permission to not hold everything. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to smile. You don't have to rush. You don't have to pretend you're okay if you're not. Being human is enough. Being here is enough. Being yourself is enough. And now, let's talk about your feelings. Because, my dear one, your feelings are valid. All of them. Every single one. Your sadness, your exhaustion, your frustration, your confusion, your longing, your loneliness. These feelings do not make you broken. They make you honest. They make you real. They make you open. You are not too much because you feel deeply. You are beautifully alive. And there is nothing wrong with you for carrying pain. Pain is simply your heart asking for attention. Pain is simply your soul saying, please listen to me. I need care. Pain is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of humanity. You don't have to silence your emotions anymore. You don't have to push them down or hide them or apologize for them. Every emotion you have deserves space. Every emotion deserves air. And none of them are permanent, not even the ones that feel overwhelming. Emotions move, they shift, they rise and fall like waves. They come to be felt, not to punish you. When you allow yourself to feel without judgment, something magical happens. The emotion softens, the emotion loosens. The emotion begins to let go of you because you are finally letting go of your resistance. So if you feel heavy, let yourself be heavy. If you feel numb, let yourself be numb. If you feel lost, let yourself be lost. Nothing you feel is final. Nothing you feel defines you. You are allowed to feel without fixing. You are allowed to hurt without hurrying. You are allowed to simply exist without performing. And, my dear, you are still safe even when you don't feel safe. You are still loved even when you can't feel the love. You are still healing even when you think you've stopped growing. You might be whispering to yourself, I don't feel okay right now. And I want you to know that is okay. You can be not okay and still be on your way to better things. You can be trembling and still be strong. You can be confused and still be guided. You can be hurting and still be whole. Healing is not a straight line. Healing is not a timeline. Healing is not a race. Healing is the gentle, patient, returning home to yourself. I want you to let these words hold you like warm hands. I want you to imagine life itself sitting beside you, stroking your back, whispering, rest now. You've done enough. You've tried enough. You've held enough. Let me carry you for a while. You do not have to figure everything out. You do not have to fix your life in one evening. You do not have to make decisions from exhaustion. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is pause. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is allow yourself to rest inside uncertainty. And remember this, my dear. You are going to be all right. You truly are. Not because everything is perfect, not because nothing will ever hurt again, but because you have a wisdom inside you that will rise when you need it. You have a strength inside you that awakens when you think you've reached your limit. You have a light inside you that cannot be extinguished by fear, heartbreak, or disappointment. You have something sacred within you, something that has carried you through every dark moment of your life. You have survived everything, every heartbreak, every loss, every ending, every fear. And the part of you that carried you through all of that is still here, still breathing, still fighting, still hoping, still reaching toward the possibility of light. So let these words become your anchor. You are safe. You are loved. You are not alone. You don't have to be strong all the time. Your feelings matter. You are healing even now, and you are going to be all right. My dear one, let me stay with you a little longer here. Let me sit with you in this moment the way someone should have sat with you long ago, without judgment, without pressure, without asking you to be anything other than what you are right now. Because what you are right now is enough. What you feel right now is valid. And what you need right now is gentleness. Yes, real gentleness. The kind that wraps around the heart like a soft blanket, the kind that whispers instead of demands, the kind that holds instead of pushes. So let's return together to this truth you are held, not metaphorically, not philosophically, truly, deeply, energetically held. If you close your eyes for just a moment, you may sense it, a field of safety around you, a quiet support beneath you, a soft presence beside you, almost like a loving parent at the edge of your bed saying, "I'm here, rest now." You see, my love, healing doesn't require pressure. Healing requires safety. A flower does not open in a storm. It opens when the environment is gentle enough. And right now, in this moment, I want to be that gentleness for you. You may have spent years, even decades, being the one who holds others, who rescues others, who comforts others, who strengthens others, who shows up even when you yourself were falling apart. You may have learned to be the responsible one, the strong one, the dependable one, the one who never lets anyone down. And somewhere along the way, you began believing that you didn't deserve to be held, that you didn't deserve to collapse into someone's arms, that you didn't deserve softness, but you do. You always have. And nothing in this world, no mistake, no memory, no heartbreak has taken that away from you. So let me tell you again, slowly, gently, you are held. There is a loving force in this universe that has been carrying you since the day you arrived. It carried you when you were a child who didn't know how to ask for help. It carried you when you were a teenager trying to make sense of your identity. It carried you through heartbreaks, disappointments, burdens, and the quiet nights when no one saw your tears. And it is carrying you now, even if you do not feel the arms around you, even if your mind does not understand how, even if your heart is tired. The support is here. The love is here. And you deserve all of it. Imagine this with me. Imagine there is a warm light behind you, placing gentle hands on your shoulders, whispering, "You don't have to hold everything by yourself anymore." Imagine you allow yourself to lean back just a little, just enough to notice that you are not falling, just enough to notice the relief in your body when it realizes it is supported. There is a tenderness here that you may not be used to. Let it in. Let it hold you the way no one has ever held you before, quietly, steadily, without asking for anything in return. My dear, healing begins the moment you allow yourself to be held, not the moment you fix everything. Healing begins the moment your body says, "Maybe I don't have to be strong right now." Healing begins the moment your heart says, "Maybe I don't have to pretend I'm okay." Healing begins the moment your mind says, "Maybe I don't have to do this alone." You have done the hard parts already. You survived. Now let life hold you. And now we come to the next truth. Little by little, you will be all right. You don't need to transform overnight. You don't need to feel whole by tomorrow. You don't need to snap your fingers and erase every wound. Healing is not instant. Healing is not dramatic. Healing is not loud. Healing is the slow unlearning of what hurt you. Healing is the soft return to what is true. Healing is the gentle decision made again and again to believe that you deserve peace. You see, my dear, the world has taught you this idea that you must heal quickly, that you must move on, that you must be strong, that you must bounce back immediately. But healing does not follow a schedule. Healing does not obey pressure. Healing does not respond to force. Healing happens in the quiet ways, the subtle shifts, the tiny decisions, the smallest steps. A single deep breath on a heavy day is healing. A tear you allow yourself to cry is healing. A moment when you choose rest instead of overworking is healing. A moment when you choose to speak kindly to yourself is healing. A moment when you simply survive is healing. Healing is not the huge leap, it is the tiny movement, the tiny softness, the tiny shift, and tiny shifts, repeated gently over time, change everything. I want you to remember this. You don't have to heal all at once. You don't have to solve your entire life in one day. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to be perfectly okay. Sometimes healing is just getting through the hour. Sometimes healing is just reminding yourself that the feeling is temporary. Sometimes healing is letting the moment be what it is without judging yourself for it. Even when you feel stuck, you are healing. Even when you feel slow, you are healing. Even when you feel nothing is changing, you are healing. Because healing is happening underneath the surface, like roots growing before the flower appears. Roots grow in darkness, and so do you. Roots grow without applause, and so do you. Roots grow slowly, invisibly, and so do you. So let me tell you softly, you are on your way. Even if it doesn't feel like it, even if everything feels too quiet, even if progress feels invisible, life is rearranging itself around your new healing. Your mind is rewriting patterns. Your heart is learning safety. Your nervous system is learning to soften. Your whole being is learning how to breathe again. You are healing in ways you cannot see yet, and little by little, you will notice the shifts. One day you will wake up and feel just a little lighter. One day you will react to a problem differently, more calmly, more clearly. One day you will realize you no longer carry the same pain with the same heaviness. One day you will look back and whisper, I made it further than I thought. That day is coming, my dear. It always comes. And please remember, you don't need to be healed to be worthy. You don't need to be strong to be loved. You don't need to be perfect to be supported. You are worthy now. You are lovable now. You are enough now. Healing does not make you worthy. Worthiness is the soil from which healing grows, and you already have that soil. You already have that foundation. You already have everything you need. Let me say it to you as gently as I can. You are going to be all right. Not because you force it, not because you pretend, not because you push yourself beyond your capacity. You are going to be all right because you are learning to hold yourself with kindness. You are learning to let life hold you. You are learning to soften into safety. And that is the path, the only path to real healing. So even if today you feel fragile or tired or overwhelmed or unsure. It's okay, truly okay. You don't have to be better yet. You don't have to be fixed. You don't have to be strong. You only have to take one small breath, one small step, one small moment of softness at a time. And as you do, your healing will continue naturally, quietly, steadily. You will rise, you will bloom, you will soften, you will strengthen, you will become more of who you truly are, one breath at a time, one step at a time, one gentle moment at a time. You are held, you are healing, and little by little you are becoming whole again. And now, my love, let us go even deeper together, because this truth I'm about to share is one that so many hearts long to hear, but so few ever receive. You are not broken. I want you to breathe that in slowly, as if it were warm sunlight entering a cold room. You are not broken. I know life may have made you feel that way. I know experiences may have left cracks in your spirit. I know the world in its impatience, in its misunderstanding, in its rushing may have convinced you that something is wrong with you, but nothing is wrong with you. Nothing has ever been wrong with you. There is nothing inside you that needs to be fixed before you deserve love, before you deserve peace, before you deserve rest. You are not a shattered thing that needs glue. You are a living soul who has weathered storms, strong enough to still be here, soft enough to still feel, brave enough to keep trying. And that is not brokenness, that is strength in its most sacred form. Let me tell you something gently, the way I would tell a child who's been carrying too much. You are not defective. You are not ruined. You are not damaged goods. You are a human being who has gone through human things. You are a heart that has survived what it was never meant to survive. You are someone who kept going even when the world didn't make sense. You are someone who held yourself together even when no one taught you how. If anything inside you feels heavy, it is not brokenness, it is exhaustion. Exhaustion from being too strong for too long. Exhaustion from carrying fears that were never yours. Exhaustion from pretending you didn't hurt when you did. Exhaustion from being the support system for others without ever receiving the same in return. My dear one, listen closely. You are tired, not broken. Your heart is sore, not damaged. Your spirit is overwhelmed, not destroyed. Your hope is quieter, not lost. Your softness is still intact. It has simply been hiding behind protective walls. And every wall you built was an act of survival, not a sign of failure. You adapted. You shielded yourself. You created distance where your heart felt unsafe. That is wisdom, not weakness. I want you to honor that. I want you to appreciate the intelligence of your inner being, the way it fought for you even when you didn't realize it. Brokenness is the absence of function. But my dear, you have been functioning beyond your limits, giving beyond your capacity, loving beyond your wounds. Does that sound broken to you, or does that sound unbelievably brave? Let me say something to the parts of you that have been harshly judged. Your anxiety is not brokenness, it is a signal. Your sadness is not brokenness, it is a story. Your fear is not brokenness, it is a memory trying to protect you. Your numbness is not brokenness, it is your nervous system asking for rest. Your overthinking is not brokenness, it is your mind trying to keep you safe in the only way it knows how. And every reaction, every emotion, every tremble, every shutdown, every tear, all of it is a language your body uses to say, I'm carrying too much. I need gentleness. You see, my dear, brokenness implies finality and ending, but you are still growing. You are still unfolding. You are still becoming. So how could you possibly be broken? You are a soul in motion. You are a heart in evolution. You are a life in transition. There are seasons inside you, seasons of blooming, seasons of resting, seasons of shedding, seasons of becoming. Nothing about a season is broken. Everything is transformation. I want you to imagine your heart the way I see it, not as something cracked, but as something tender, not as something shattered, but as something healing, not as something failed, but as something learning, expanding, softening. Your heart is allowed to be tired. Your heart is allowed to ache. Your heart is allowed to pause. Your heart is allowed to mend slowly. Healing is not a race. Healing is not a performance. Healing is not a test. Healing is a return to the truth you forgot when life became too loud. You were always whole inside. You may not feel whole right now, but wholeness is not a feeling, it is a truth. Just as the sun still exists even when clouds hide it, your wholeness still exists even when pain covers it. Just as the moon is always full even when we only see a sliver, your completeness is always present even when life shows you only fragments. Wholeness is your nature. Brokenness is a story you learned, and stories can be rewritten. Let me remind you of something else. Every part of your journey has shaped you, but no part has ruined you. Your heartbreak shaped your compassion, but it did not break your ability to love. Your loneliness shaped your depth, but it did not break your belonging. Your mistakes shaped your wisdom, but they did not break your worth. Your trauma shaped your resilience, but it did not break your identity. So when the voice inside says, "What's wrong with me?" I want you to breathe and whisper back, "Nothing, absolutely nothing." When the voice says, "I should be further along," I want you to breathe and say, "I am exactly where I need to be." When the voice says, "I don't know how to fix myself," I want you to breathe and say, "There is nothing to fix, only things to gently understand." You don't heal by fixing yourself like a broken object. You heal by listening to yourself like a beloved friend. You heal by giving yourself what you always needed: patience, love, safety, attention, comfort, permission. Permission to rest, permission to cry, permission to slow down, permission to want more, permission to begin again, permission to simply be. Let me give you an image to hold close. Imagine a small child, overwhelmed, scared, confused, trembling. Would you call that child broken? Of course not. You would hold them. You would soothe them. You would speak softly. You would tell them they are safe. And that is all your inner self wants from you, to be held, not judged, to be comforted, not criticized, to be acknowledged, not abandoned. You are not broken, you are becoming more yourself. You are not failing, you are unfolding. You are not hopeless, you are healing. You are not too late, you are right on time. The parts of you that feel the most fragile are often the ones that are waking up after years of being denied love. Welcome them. Be tender with them. They are not signs of damage, they are signs of return. And you, my dear, are learning to love yourself in a new way, a softer way, a kinder way, a way that doesn't require perfection to feel deserving. You are learning that being human does not equal being broken. Being emotional does not equal being weak. Being sensitive does not equal being flawed. You are learning that the cracks you feared were signs of failure are actually places where the light enters. You are learning that you do not need to harden to survive. You need to soften to heal. So let me end this section the way I would. You are not broken, my darling. You are whole. And you are learning to see that wholeness one gentle moment at a time. And now, my dear, let us talk about something your heart needs to hear gently, lovingly, truthfully. This pain will not last. I want you to take a breath before we begin. A slow breath, a soft breath. A breath that reminds your body that it is no longer in danger. Because when we talk about pain, especially the quiet, private, invisible kind, the body instinctively tightens. So let us soften together first. Let us make space. Let us create safety, because nothing can heal in a tense, frightened body. And you deserve to hear these words from a place of calm. What you are feeling right now, the heaviness, the ache, the tightness in your chest, the tiredness behind your eyes, it is not forever. It may feel endless. It may feel overwhelming. It may feel like it has taken over every corner of your life. But feelings are not permanent. Emotions are not fixed states. They move, they shift, they change, they soften, and they pass. Just as storms pass over the sea, no matter how fierce, the waters eventually return to stillness. And you, my love, are the same. No matter how strong the emotional storm inside you is, you will not stay in this weather forever. I want to share this truth with you gently, the way I would speak to someone trembling in my hands. You cannot stay in the same emotional state forever, not even if you try. The body is built for healing. The heart is built for recovery. The spirit is built for renewal. Your system is not designed to hold pain permanently. It is designed to release, to restore, to renew. So, even if you do nothing, even if you simply breathe and exist, healing begins on its own. Pain naturally fades because the body cannot sustain agony as a permanent state. This is biology, not belief. This is nature, not wishful thinking. You see, my dear, part of what makes emotional pain feel so unbearable is the fear that it will never end. Not the pain itself, but the fear of, is this my life now? And I want you to know it is not. What you are experiencing is a chapter, not your whole story. A night, not your entire sky. A moment, not your destiny. The mind may trick you into thinking you will always feel this way, But the mind is not always factual. It simply amplifies whatever emotion is loudest. When you feel fear, the mind paints a fearful future. When you feel sadness, the mind assumes sadness will follow you everywhere. But emotions are not predictions. They are waves, and no wave stays at its peak. Let me say this another way. Your heart is not stuck. It is tired. Tired hearts heal slower, but they still heal. Your spirit is not failing, it is pausing. Pauses feel like emptiness, but they are actually repair. You are not shutting down, you are resetting. Even computers need to restart when they are overwhelmed. Why should you be any different? And your pain, no matter how sharp it feels today, is not a final sentence. It is a temporary season. Seasons change, even when you think they won't. The trees know this, the stars know this. Your soul knows this too. Let us explore something gently. Pain often feels permanent because the moment feels overwhelming. When your heart hurts, time feels distorted. Minutes feel like hours. Days feel like weeks. The future looks blurry. The present looks heavy. The past looks painful. It is not that the pain is endless. It is that your fear magnifies it. But fear is not truth. Fear is not prophecy. Fear is only a messenger saying, I need reassurance. And that is what these words are. Reassurance for the deepest parts of you. Let me tell you something else you may have forgotten. You have been in pain before, and you survived. Maybe it was heartbreak. Maybe it was loss. Maybe it was loneliness. Maybe it was disappointment. Whatever it was, you made it through. You healed without realizing you healed. You laughed again without forcing the laughter. You loved again without planning to love. You found your way back to yourself without having a map. If you survived then, you will survive now. If pain softened before, it will soften again. If your heart reopened once, it will open again. You have evidence, real, lived evidence, that feelings change, that healing happens, that pain does not get the final word. Sometimes people say to me, but Louise, this pain feels different. And I always answer gently, every pain feels like the biggest pain while you are inside it. But that does not make it permanent. It makes it immediate, and immediate is not the same as eternal. You are in the middle of a feeling, not the fate of your life. You are in the middle of a moment, not a lifelong identity. You are in the middle of a storm, not the end of the world, and the middle is never the end. Let me speak now to the part of you that thinks, but what if I never get better? My dear, you already are. If you were truly broken beyond repair, you would not be listening to healing. You would not be searching for comfort. You would not be longing for peace. The longing itself is evidence that your heart is trying. And anything that tries can heal. Anything that hopes can grow. Anything that reaches for comfort is already beginning to mend. You are not losing yourself. You are finding the pieces that were neglected. You are not falling apart. You are falling open. Your pain is not punishment, it is communication. It is the body saying, something here needs gentleness. Pain is not cruelty, it is clarity. It reveals what needs attention. It reveals what needs boundaries. It reveals what needs forgiveness. It reveals what needs rest. Pain is the body's way of asking you to come home to yourself. And I want to remind you, pain is not a sign of weakness. Pain is a sign of capacity. Only hearts that feel deeply hurt deeply. Only souls that care deeply ache deeply. Pain shows that you are open, not that you are broken. It shows that you have lived, not that you have failed. It shows that you risked love, risked trust, risked hopes, risked dreams, and how beautiful that is, even when it hurts. Let me place a soft truth in your hands. You will breathe easier again. Your chest will not always feel this tight. Your sleep will not always feel interrupted. Your tears will not always be this close to the surface. Your thoughts will not always run in circles. Your mornings will not always feel heavy. Your nights will not always feel long. You will not always feel like you're surviving. One day, and it will come gently, quietly, unexpectedly, you will catch yourself laughing. You will notice that your shoulders are lower. You will realize that your heart is no longer carrying the same weight. And you will say to yourself, I didn't know I was healing, but I was. Healing works that way silently, gradually, faithfully. So let me tell you, time is not your enemy. Time is part of your healing team. Time softens. Time teaches. Time restores. Time reveals. Time renews. You do not need to rush the process. You do not need to force your heart. You only need to move through each moment with gentleness. Healing is not a straight line. It is a slow returning. Returning to yourself, returning to safety, returning to peace. And every day, even on the days when you feel nothing is changing, something inside you is repairing. My dear, this pain will not last. Not because I wish it for you, but because life itself does not allow emotional states to be permanent. The heart is constantly regenerating. The mind is constantly rewiring. The nervous system is constantly resetting. You are built for renewal. You are made for restoration. And you are moving toward relief, even if it feels invisible right now. Let me end with this. You will smile again. You will trust again. You will breathe freely again. You will feel light again. You will feel yourself again. And when that moment comes, and it will, you will understand that nothing was wrong with you. You were healing all along. My dear, there is something very sacred I want you to feel, not just understand. Life is with you, truly, deeply, constantly, with you, not against you, not neutral, not absent, with you. You may not always sense that support. You may not always recognize its presence. When you are tired or hurting or overwhelmed, it can feel as if life has stepped aside and left you to figure everything out on your own. But that is only how it appears from the inside of pain, not how it truly is. Life has never once abandoned you. Not for a moment, not for a breath. There is a quiet intelligence moving through everything that concerns you, arranging, realigning, redirecting in ways you cannot yet see. And sometimes the support is so gentle, so understated, so subtle, that you only recognize it much later, looking back. Think of the moments where you thought you wouldn't make it, yet somehow you did. Think of the nights that felt endless, yet the morning still came. Think of the situations that seemed hopeless, yet something shifted, something softened, something helped. That something was life. That something was love. That something was the deeper wisdom guiding your path, even when you doubted your own steps. You are not walking through this world alone. You are walking with a universe that notices you, cares for you, and responds to you. Every whisper of intuition, every gentle nudge in your chest, every sudden clarity, every unexpected moment of comfort, these are signs that you are being guided. You may not always hear it clearly because fear can be loud, exhaustion can be loud, heartbreak can be loud. But guidance is still there, underneath the noise, steady and patient. You see, life speaks in quiet ways because it trusts that your heart can learn to recognize softness. Loudness belongs to fear, softness belongs to truth. A frightened mind screams, a wise universe whispers, and when you are hurting, those whispers can feel too subtle to catch, but they are there comforting you, steering you, preparing you. Sometimes the path life opens for you is not the one you expected, and that can feel confusing. You might think, why this? Why now? Why me? But every closed door has protected you. Every delay has refined you. Every detour has reshaped you. And every moment that felt like an ending was quietly preparing the beginning you truly needed. Life is not punishing you. Life is positioning you. There is nothing random about the ways you are being guided. What looks like coincidence is alignment. What looks like luck is timing. What looks like an accident is orchestration. What looks like silence is preparation. And what looks like nothing happening is often everything being rearranged behind the scenes. You may not see the full picture yet, but the pieces are moving. Life rearranges slowly sometimes, because you are being shaped gently, not forcefully. Just as flowers do not bloom by being pulled, and seashells are not polished by being rushed, your path unfolds in the rhythm that supports your growth, not your impatience. There is no need to push, no need to rush, no need to panic. When life is with you, you are allowed to rest inside the knowing that things are already shifting in your favor, even now as you breathe, even now as you listen, even now as you wonder whether anything good is still possible for you. It is. It always has been. You are being held by something larger than your circumstances, something wiser than your fears, something more loving than your doubts. When you feel lost, the path is quietly adjusting to help you find your way. When you feel stuck, new possibilities are forming just out of your sight. When you feel alone, the right people are being guided toward you. When you feel discouraged, a breakthrough is quietly approaching. Nothing in your life is standing still even when you are standing still. You might be walking through a chapter that feels dark, but you are not walking through it without guidance. Imagine a soft hand placed on your back, steadying you. Imagine a gentle light illuminating just one step at a time, not 10 steps, not the whole path. Just enough so that you don't lose yourself. That is how life guides, one step at a time, always giving you exactly what you can handle, never more than you can carry. You don't need to know the whole plan. You only need to trust that there is one. When things fall apart, it is often because something truer is trying to come together. When people leave, it is often because the next stage of your growth requires different souls. When situations shift suddenly, it is often because your energy is evolving into a new chapter. Life is always responding to who you are becoming, not to who you once were. And you are becoming someone stronger, wiser, softer, deeper, someone who can hold peace, someone who can receive love, someone who can trust life again, someone who can begin again without fear, someone who is learning to believe that they deserve more than survival, they deserve joy. Life does not guide you toward joy by accident. It guides you because that is your natural state. Think of how many times you were protected from what you thought you wanted. Think of how many times a closed door saved you. Think of the opportunities you once cried over losing, only to later realize they were never right for you. Think of the people you once begged to stay, but now you are grateful they did not. That clarity did not come from pain, it came from the wisdom inside life itself. A wisdom that knows what is best for you long before you do. My dear, life is not neutral about you. Life is invested in you. Life is rooting for you. Life is rearranging itself because of you. Life is sending opportunities, support, love, guidance, comfort, healing, all in ways you may not see yet, but will recognize when the timing is right. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not unsupported. You are not wandering in the dark without help. Something greater is walking beside you, holding you steady, opening paths you didn't know existed. Even the moments you call mistakes are woven into a larger harmony. And I want you to feel this deeply. You don't need to earn support. You don't need to prove you deserve guidance. You don't need to be perfect for life to love you. You only need to be open. Open to the possibility that things can get better. Open to the idea that you are being guided. Open to the truth that you are worth helping. Open to the knowing that life is not done giving to you. Open to the soft miracle of new beginnings. So take a breath, a gentle breath, and whisper to yourself, life is with me. Life is guiding me. Life is supporting me. Feel how those words soften your chest. Feel how they quiet your mind. Feel how they bring warmth into your body. This is not imagination, this is alignment. You are supported more than you know. You are guided more than you realize. You are loved more than you have felt. And your path is opening step by step exactly when you are ready for it. If you could see yourself the way I see you, if you could see yourself the way life sees you, you would never again doubt the strength of your heart. You would never again call yourself weak, fragile, or broken. You would never again believe that you are not capable of healing. Because the truth, the gentle, powerful, undeniable truth is that your heart is stronger than you think, much stronger, much wiser, much more resilient. You have already survived more than you remember, truly. There are chapters in your past that would have defeated someone else, yet here you are. There were nights you thought you would never escape, yet somehow you did. There were moments you thought you would never stop crying, yet the tears eventually dried. There were losses you thought you would never outgrow, yet you continued to grow anyway. You have endured storms that once felt impossible, and still your heart is beating. Still, there is a softness inside you that refuses to disappear. Still, there is love inside you that refuses to die. That alone tells me everything I need to know about your strength. People often believe strength means never falling apart. That is not true. Strength means you fall and fall and fall, and somehow, somewhere, in some quiet, mysterious way, you rise again. And your heart has risen more times than you have ever noticed. It has repaired itself while you slept. It has whispered courage into your bones when you didn't have any left. It has held you through the ache of disappointment, through the heaviness of grief, through the sting of betrayal. Your heart has been your most loyal companion. Even in the moments when you felt you were betraying yourself, your heart was still trying to protect you. There is a light inside you that has not gone out, not once. It may have dimmed, it may have flickered, it may have hidden under layers of fear, sadness, or exhaustion, but it never extinguished. How do I know? Because if it had, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be listening to these words. You wouldn't be searching for healing or understanding or comfort. The very fact that you are here tells me that the flame is alive, and flames can grow again. Flames can brighten again. Flames can warm you again. Your heart is not fragile. Your heart is sensitive, and sensitivity is a strength. Sensitivity means you feel deeply, you love deeply, you care deeply. A sensitive heart is not weak. A sensitive heart is attuned. It notices life. It responds to truth. It holds beauty. And yes, it can be wounded, but it can also heal faster and more completely than a hardened heart ever could. You see, healing is not something foreign to you. You have healed yourself many times without even calling it healing. Each time you forgave someone, even a little, you healed. Each time you kept going, even when you were tired, you healed. Each time you let yourself cry instead of pretending to be strong, you healed. Each time you opened your heart again, even after it was bruised, you healed. That means healing is not something new you must learn. It is something your heart already knows how to do. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. And I want you to hear this softly. You will get through this too. Not because I say so, but because you always have. Not because you should be strong, but because you already are. Not because pain disappears suddenly, but because your heart adapts, grows, repairs, and expands in ways your mind cannot yet understand. There is a deeper wisdom in your heart, a wisdom older than your pain, older than your fear, older than your doubt. Your heart remembers your strength even when you forget. Your heart remembers who you are even when you lose sight of yourself. Your heart remembers how to heal even when your mind feels overwhelmed. So if you are tired right now, let your heart rest. If you are sad right now, let your heart break open, not to collapse, but to release what is too heavy to carry. If you are scared right now, place your hand on your chest and feel the pulse. That pulse is proof that life still believes in you. That pulse is proof that your story is not over. That pulse is proof that something inside you is still moving forward. And my dear, you do not have to rush your healing. Your heart is not asking you to hurry. Your heart is asking you to listen. Listen to the small courage inside you. Listen to the quiet strength beneath your tears. Listen to the gentle whispers that keep saying, keep going. You are not done yet. Something beautiful is still possible. You don't need to force anything. Healing is not force. Healing is permission. Healing is the soft return to yourself, the slow rebuilding of trust, the gradual opening of your inner world. It is not linear. It is not fast. It is not perfect, but it is certain. Every day, your heart is doing something extraordinary. It keeps showing up. It keeps beating. It keeps believing in your future even when you don't. Your heart has held grief and still chosen love. It has carried disappointment and still chosen hope. It has endured fear and still chosen to try again. This is strength. This is resilience. This is survival. And dear one, each time you stand up after falling, something inside you becomes unbreakable. Not hard unbreakable. There is a difference. Hardness closes, unbreakability opens. Hardness shuts life out. Unbreakability lets life flow. Hardness is fear pretending to be strength. Unbreakability is love remembering itself. You are not as fragile as your worst moments made you believe. You are not as weak as your darkest thoughts told you. You are not as broken as your past tried to convince you. Your heart knows the way back to wholeness. Your heart remembers the way home. All you need to do is allow it the time, the space, and the tenderness it deserves. One day soon, sooner than you think, you will wake up lighter. The heaviness will not feel so tight. The pain will no longer be sharp. The fear will lose its grip. And the future will feel softer, gentler, brighter. Because your heart is stronger than your circumstances, stronger than your memories, stronger than your doubt, stronger than anything ever designed to break you. All of this means one thing. You will rise again, not by force, not by pressure, but by the nature of who you are. Your heart is a survivor. Your heart is a healer. Your heart is a source of light, and that light, your light, is far from finished. My precious one, can I ask you something very gently, almost like a whisper? When was the last time you allowed anyone to tell you with tenderness instead of pressure, with presence instead of advice, with warmth instead of judgment, that you are going to be all right? Not as a cliche, not as a command to toughen up, not as something someone said because they didn't know what else to say, but as a genuine truth spoken directly into the softest part of your soul. If you are here listening to these words, it is because some part of you, even the smallest part, is longing to hear them again, longing to feel them sink into your chest like warm light, longing to be reminded that even though you are hurting, even though you are tired, even though the world has felt heavy, you are going to be all right. And I want these words to enter you gently, like warm hands around your shaking heart, reminding you that nothing about this moment defines your forever. You are going to be all right because your heart, though weary, is not broken beyond repair. It is simply asking for rest, asking for softness, asking for a slower breath, asking for someone, even if only for these few minutes, to hold space for you. And I am holding that space for you now, lovingly, quietly, patiently. You do not have to be strong in this moment. You do not have to pretend you are okay. You do not have to hide your trembling or your tears. You are allowed to sink into this safety. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to let go of the armor you have been carrying all day. The truth is, you have carried so much for so long, and sometimes the body remembers what the mind tries to forget. But even so, even with all that weight, even with all that fear, you are going to be all right, because what lives inside you is stronger than what happened to you. The resilience in your spirit did not disappear. It is simply resting. The wisdom in your heart did not leave. It is simply waiting for the noise to quiet. Life is not punishing you. Life is not abandoning you. Life is not against you. Life is rearranging itself in ways you cannot see yet, shaping something softer for you, preparing something gentler for you, guiding you step by step, even when you feel stuck in place. You are going to be all right because your pain is not permanent. No emotion knows how to stay forever. Every feeling moves, shifts, dissolves, transforms when given compassion instead of judgment. Right here, your healing has already begun, even if it feels small, even if it feels subtle, even if it feels like nothing is happening. Healing rarely feels dramatic. Healing feels like breathing a little easier. Healing feels like releasing one tiny worry. Healing feels like allowing one tear to fall. Healing feels like unclenching your jaw, softening your shoulders, loosening the grip around your own heart. You are going to be all right because you were never meant to carry this alone. You have been trying to be your own protector, your own comforter, your own strength, your own anchor, and you have done so beautifully, my dear. Truly beautifully. But right now, in this exact moment, you are allowed to lean on love, even if that love comes through these words. You are allowed to rest inside the truth that you are held by life, by the universe, by the same intelligence that grows flowers without instruction and moves oceans without effort. That same intelligence is guiding you. That same intelligence is breathing you. That same intelligence is supporting you in every invisible way. Even if you can't see the path yet, the path is forming. Even if you can't feel hope yet, hope is returning. Even if you can't imagine peace yet, peace is approaching you in soft, steady steps. You are going to be all right because the future is not shaped by how dark today feels. The future is shaped by how willing you are to keep your heart open, even just a little, even just the size of a pinhole. If all you can offer life is one breath, that breath is enough. If all you can say is I'm trying, that trying is enough. If all you can manage is getting through this moment, this is enough. You are enough, and you will continue to be enough tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. You are going to be all right because you are not at the end of your story. You are in a chapter of becoming, of unraveling, of revealing. You are in the quiet middle, not the final page. You are still learning, still growing, still awakening to the strength you forgot you had, and life in its mysterious, loving way is already weaving joy back into your path. So hear me, really hear me. You are going to be all right. Not because everything is perfect, not because the pain suddenly disappears, but because the truth of who you are is stronger than anything that has ever tried to break you. Because you are healing. Because you are guided. Because you are loved. And because life is not finished giving to you. Take one more slow breath with me now, and let these words settle into your spirit like a promise. I am safe. I am healing. I am held by love. I am going to be all right.